Hello, everyone. Welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Gala. Before we do, we'll peek over at Bitcoin, see what's going on there. Because it did bounce a little bit off 56,000 here recently, but it keeps testing too and having this descending pattern that's kind of forming, right? So I'm a little concerned we might see a break to the downside just based on the simple fact that it appears to be a continuation. In other words, it's like a bearish continuation where the price action comes down, kind of tests into its little wedge pattern, and then eventually breaks down. Not to say that's a guarantee, but it does seem to be shaping up that way, especially with the 50-day simple moving average working concurrent with that wedge pattern. So I don't love what I see here. I feel as if we might see a break to the downside, and if so, just be ready to dollar cost average. The price continues sideways and comes up eventually. That's all well and good. At least you got a better price, right? So dollar cost average closer to 56, then 55, 54. Set your targets for every 500 to 1,000 so you can add to your position. I'm doing that with Bitcoin and Ethereum pretty consistently at this price range. So just make sure you do that because we're still very much in a bull market. We shouldn't expect the bottom drop out too hard. I do feel like 53,000 would be a pretty strong support channel, 52 to 54 in the near future if that were to be the case, right? So that's why I have this box pulled up here for my patrons to ensure you keep adding to your average, lowering your average effectively in those ranges, okay? All right, and just speaking of which too, I do have a patron community where I share every trade that I take with my members, and I just help educate and teach people how to become better traders, right? So my whole purpose of this video is to ensure that we can teach you a little something here today about becoming a better trader yourself so you can be more self-sufficient. I love teaching people how to trade. That's kind of something I enjoy doing, and I've been trading for over 15 years too, and I can assure you that you're likely in very good hands. Just read the comments below, you'll see. Anyways, let's take a look at Gala, right? Gala is it's definitely doing some stuff, right? It's got some interesting behavior, and I'm excited to check it out. So let's take a look here at the one-day chart and work our way down, because I feel any good trader should use a lot of different time frames. The one-day candlesticks, I think, are the most effective in the sense of support and resistance zones, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let's pull this up so you can see. So in this general sense here, we can see we're still getting the price to continue more so upwards and down, right? So we still have that continuation, which is good. That could effectively be, and again, this is just a very rough sketch. We'll look at the smaller time frames, but we could see an ascending wedge pattern forming just based on that sentiment alone, where the price is continuing to increase closer to this resistance level, right about 43.6 cents. That seems to be a very strong resistance level for Gala. So that's good news. I like to see that. Moving averages are far away. We don't care about that. Honestly, the RSI is a bit on the overextended side, 88. That's very, very high. So that's why I do anticipate that the price may correct itself eventually, but coins like these are not slowing down, right? So honestly, RSI over 80 is kind of a normal place now. So I don't really see that being super concerning. Normally, I would say that's a red flag, but in this case here, I would say that it's more standard and more regular, if you will. Okay, so not super concerned with that, I guess, in this sense, just based on its overall momentum, because a lot of these things are momentum plays, and oftentimes you just want to continue to ride that out. Now, obviously, there's ebbs and flows within the Fibonacci retracement lines. You can see this here pretty clear as day how this is going. We had a push up here to the high, what was that, 48 cents, retraced back down super hard, almost a 25% pullback. Price ramped up, hit the resistance level at 43 cents again, came down, bounced off support at 36, which is reaffirming itself as a strong support level. Bear in mind, that was a major resistance level previously. That's the reason why it's holding strong. And then, of course, comes up to reject out at 43 cents again, up, down, up, down. But if you can kind of see this here, there is somewhat of a, an ascending pattern forming where the price is continuing upwards, kind of working itself into a smaller wedge. Again, it's kind of, I'm not reaching at straws here, but I don't think that's like exactly the right pattern here. But on the same accord, it does feel like it's more trying to push and break that resistance level, because the more often you try to break a resistance, the more likely it is to break, right? You kick a door down as many times you can kick a door, right? It'll eventually break unless it's a steel door and you don't have any steel toe boots on. But different stories, of course, but the analogy holds true, right? If we keep testing this, we will break it to the upside and we might see the price continuing. So that's a good sign. That's more of a bullish indication as well. We can look at, so here, we'll look at TD sequential, and we can kind of see we just got a bunch of resets. For lack of better terms, according to TD sequential, we're basically still consolidating, even though it's ramping up and kind of trying to pick up momentum here. You can tell it's consolidating where the price was like, no, we're not going to let you go past the point of 43 cents. That's not going to happen today. But look at this previously. We can see what we hit up to a 9, right? And that's what's supposed to happen. See, you're supposed to see a 9 on TD sequential and the price comes back down or goes sideways. It's pretty standard. But now we've had a state of consolidation and it's trying to ramp up again. And I feel like it might actually break here soon. So that's it's looking pretty good. Let's see what the 1 hour chart tells us though, because this is really the icing on the cake. I need to make sure that we have good confirmation. It does look like it's making some nice higher lows, right? We got the higher lows. This is important. We don't have the higher highs yet, but is this going to push to a higher high? Is that going to hit and break that current resistance level and get to 50 cents? I think 50 cents would be the next major milestone there, because obviously that would break its all-time high of 48. So what kind of let's see, what kind of increase is that? So 6%, we got about a 7% gain to 46 cents. And then to 50, we're looking at 15. Okay. Let's look at Ishimoku Cloud, kind of see what's going on here. Well, we're back above the cloud. This is excellent news. We like to see the price above the cloud. The conversion line is above the baseline. That's also good news. The lagging span is behind. So in essence, we can say that the Ishimoku Cloud is giving us a buy signal right now. It's not a perfect buy signal because the perfect buy signal would have been right here had we caught that, but I believe I was probably sleeping at that time. And I didn't have my indicators or my alerts set up for the cloud at that specific time. So generally speaking, we came down, we got a bounce off the cloud and it's moving back up. This does look like it should be a continuation to try to test 46 cents. So I do feel like this might actually work out very well. We might try to do a continuation play here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll figure that out here soon, but what I'm getting at is that Ishimoku Cloud looks pretty good in the sense of the fact that it's not giving us any sell signals. We still have the price, the conversion line above the baseline. And then we also have the lagging span trailing behind. My only concern is how strong this resistance level has been holding recently. Will it be able to break that and jump up to 46, 47 cents? It's hard to say, honestly. I feel like there's more, I think there's more potential for the price to go up right now than it is to go down, simply put. And we can also reaffirm the fact that we have a really strong support level at 36 cents. So heaven forbid you take entry right now, the price comes down to 36 cents, that would be a 16% loss if you set your stop loss there. But what might be advantageous is to consider taking a swing trade and to not have a stop loss and to allow for the price to kind of fluctuate and eventually break that. Because this does have momentum. You can tell it's trying to push to break to the upside. It's tested this level a couple of times, and what I would like to see, though, big picture here, is to see the one-day candlestick close above 43.6 cents, and then we'd have that full-on confirmation. And it looks like it's trying to do that right now. So I do think that we're going to see a continuation of the upside. Let's go with the best case scenario, though. Let's just say Gala does perform very well in the very near future, right? Where's it going to go from here? Well, 60 cents, or basically 59.8 cents, is essentially the better case scenario for the immediate future. So if we take the last 5 days of trading and we essentially multiply that times 2, that same distance, we would be somewhere in the range of 54 to 58 cents. So that is likely, right? So just say you take position right now and you get up to that 54% range, that's about a 25% gain. And of course you hit the all-time high, or the all-time high is 60 cents at that point, hitting that top Fibonacci retracement line, 36.7. So, somewhere between 25 to 36% gain, taking entry right now. And just bear in mind, we need to break that resistance level. It's trying. And we also need to break the all-time high to do that. And breaking all-time highs it doesn't happen immediately, if that makes sense, right? It takes time to get there. So we'll see what happens, of course, soon, but I do think Gala is definitely looking bullish. It has mostly bullish indications. I don't see any type of bearish indications here. One last thing I want to look at is Ishimoku Cloud on the TD sequential on the 1 hour chart. Yeah, we're at a 5 right now. So hypothetically, we still have plenty more room for growth here, because we did hit a 9 here, got that nice healthy reset and back up again. So with these lower lows in place, I think we're looking good here for continuation play for Gala. And I think that we should set our sights immediately on 47 cents and secondary to that 50 once we break our resistance level at about 48 cents. So if you're going to set a profit target, put it right below. Like I would say 48 cents even would be a good profit target, because that would net you somewhere in the range of about a 10% gain, and that'll put you right in the area of being able to take some decent profits without having to break that resistance level, right? Because oftentimes the price comes right up to resistance and turns around. So we'll see what happens here, but I think we're looking good. I'm bullish in Gala for right now. I think we're looking okay. So hopefully you found this beneficial. If so, please like, subscribe, and all that wonderful stuff. Social media, all that stuff's down below. Feel free to check out my Patreon community as well. We are going to start limiting members here soon, and prices are going to increase next month as well. So feel free to lock that in. Be happy to get to know you better and learn and grow with the community. So awesome stuff. Check that out. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.